Hello, and welcome to another wonderful Wired Wednesday. My name is Ashley, and this is Gmail. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go into Google. So I'm just going to show you something as well. So when you go to google.ca and you look up in the right-hand corner, if you see this here, there should be a letter there if you're already signed in. So mine's an A, so I'm already signed in. But it'd be the letter of your first name. So here it is here. So to go into Gmail from here, you can actually just hit Gmail here, or you can actually just type in gmail.com. Okay, so it's going to ask me to sign in for Gmail. So I have my address here. And then you're going to type in your password. And then if you actually don't have an account, you can sign up for one as well on that first page that's there. And you're going to hit next. It's going to ask you if there's a recovery phone number. So I'm going to confirm that that's my recovery email that I have. And we're in. So this is what Gmail looks like. So you can enable desktop notifications for Gmail if you'd like to. As in when you get a Gmail, you get a mail in Gmail, it'll pop up for you on your desktop. I'm on a computer right now. And you can also use the Gmail app on a device, whether it be a phone, whether it be a tablet, it's up to you. So this is what the overall interface of Gmail looks like. If you go up here, you'll see that there's a settings area. So you can actually, there's some quick settings you can see here, and you can see all the settings. So I'm just going to show you this stuff here. So they have the density, so you can choose what it looks like. So there's default, comfortable, compact, so you can choose what you like. So you can see it changing as I'm doing it. So there's a default where you can see it's kind of a bit more open. There's a comfortable, so it's a little bit less than that. And then compact means everything's really small. If you look around, you can see everything's kind of stuck together, squished. So I'm just going to change it to default. Theme, you can actually choose a theme if you like, so you can view all themes. So if you'd like to have a theme on your background, you can do that as well. And it will change it as you go. And you can kind of go through that way and do that as well. Or you can have, your own pictures. If you'd like to put your own pictures in there, you can add a picture as your background to your Gmail. So for this, I'm just going to actually leave it for as no image, just because I don't want to have anything on there. I think it won't be very easy to show you as well when it's so busy in the background. So I'm just going to leave that off. So we're just going to go like that. But there is an option. You can do that. You can have pictures on the background. You can choose a picture yourself that you would like to put on there, like grandkids, that kind of thing as well. Or you can just leave it as this, which is what I have it as right now. So going back to these settings again. So if you go down here, you can see that you can do important first. So if somebody sends you something and it's rated of importance, you can actually click that. So it's going to be at the top of your list of emails. Unread first at the top of your emails. So that would make sense if you have that. And then, so I'm just going to hit back to default. Starred first. So if you've actually put a star next to these, which I will talk about in a moment, you can have all your starred emails come up. Priority inbox, you can customize your inbox as well. To see what is a priority. You can have multiple inboxes as well. So you can add on, say if you have a Hotmail address or something like that and you want it all to come into one area, you can definitely have another inbox added as well. And that will put everything all into one spot for you if you'd like. So there's a reading pane as well. So they have no split, and they have to the right of the box. So I'm just going to show you here. To the right of the inbox, you can see here that this is what it does for you. You can go back down here a bit more. You can have below the inbox as well. So it puts it down there. It shows you what you've used of your, your drive space as well underneath here. So I'm just going to do no split because I just want to see my emails. And then your email threading, you can have conversation view, which is checked off now, but I'll uncheck it and show you what that looks like. So it's not much of a change. And then I'll just put that and click that back on. So I'm going to reload it again. And there you are. So as far as other settings go, you can go to see all settings. So when you hit that gear up there, and you can go through and look through all of this stuff here. So there's a lot of different things that you can choose from. You can have your default text style is in here as well. So depending on what you're looking for, you can choose what you'd like your email to look like. There's different ones here, like Verdana is one here. You can choose if you want large print, this is what your body text will look like. So this is when you're typing an email, or you can make it huge. It's up to you. But if somebody that you're sending to needs to have that kind of text, so that way you can see it, you can do that to make it easier for yourself. You can choose a text color if you'd like. So if you want just black, you can make it purple. You can make it blue. You can make it whatever color you want. Basically, all the colors of the rainbow are here. I'm just going to choose black because that's the most professional if I'm using this for a professional purpose. And then you can remove formatting as well. So then you can go, I'm just going to change this back to the regular one here. Sans serif, I think is what it was on. So that's good. And then images. So always display external images. Ask for displaying external images. So if somebody sends you an email and there's an image in it, it will ask you if you want to see the image before the image comes up. I have it just to display external images. No one's sending me anything I don't want to see anyways, so I'm pretty good with that. Grammar suggestions on, which I suggest. Spelling suggestions on, which I also suggest, which is great. Autocorrect is a great function, for when you are going through your email and things like that, and you're kind of typing things, and it kind of can finish the sentences for you. It kind of makes things a little bit easier for you. Your smart compose personalization. So what that is that it kind of takes what you've answered back before, and it kind of puts it in there, and it personalizes your writing style to your writing style. So if you use the same sentence quite often in your emails, it picks up on that, and it will put it into another email and kind of show you, like as you're typing along, if you start typing something and it goes, oh, that seems like this, and you've used this before, they'll give you that as a suggestion to use in your email. There's experimental access, so gain early access to features and still under development. I don't have that checked off because I don't want anything until they're good with it and it's done. Conversation view, so you can have it either on or off, so it sets whether the emails of the same topic are grouped together. Your nudges, so if you're going to suggest emails to reply, so what that means is that it'll say, you send an email to somebody, and then it'll come up and say, this person hasn't responded back yet, it's been 5 days, do you want to send a follow-up? So that's something that it gives you as kind of like an option that you can do. Preview pane, so you can mark a conversation as read after so many seconds. Smart features, turn on the features and personalization, so the Gmail chat meets that kind of thing. Smart features, so chat and video content, personalize your experience by providing smart features. Desktop notifications, so I don't have anything to pop up on my desktop, but if you would like to do that, you can, so you can see when an email comes up. I check my email on a regular basis anyways, every day, so I don't really need the reminder every time an email comes in. Drag the stars between the lists, so you can see here that you can do that as well. Keyboard shortcuts, so you can have them on or off or on, so if you like to use keyboard shortcuts for something and you want to do that, you can do that as well. You can choose a picture, so basically choose a picture to see when you email people or interact with people. So like basically it's like a profile picture of your face. You can add that in if you'd like to do that. I don't have one on here, but you can. Signature, so if you'd like to add a signature on to the end of your email, so every email that you go to send out has your signature when it pops up on the bottom, you can do that as well. There's snippets as well. Vacation responder. So if you're going on vacation, you can kind of have this and edit it so that way you can send that out to people automatically if you're away. And then at the bottom, when you're all done this stuff, you can hit save changes. So make sure you hit save changes because if not, it won't save the changes obviously you've just made. So that's just under general. They have the labels. So labels are what they call basically your filing system now. So what used to be called files or putting them in the folders. Are now called labels through Gmail. So just to understand that, it's basically just another folder you can keep things in. And they have different ones here that you can see. And you can add them as well. You can create a new label here, and you can do that. So if you just hit create new label, and then you can enter the new label name, and then you can hit create. And then it'll put it there, and you can move things to it as well. If you get emails from a certain person all the time, you want to create an email like a dad folder, for example, or whatever, or label, you can do that as well. And then we're going over here, so there's inbox. So just talking about your inbox and the different things that are there as well. So you can you basically can make this your own and kind of tinker with it and see what you like. So if there's something you like or you change the setting and you don't like it, you can go back and you can always change that setting again. So this is your accounts and imports. This is where you would add another mail account. So you see here it says check mail from other accounts. You can add in another mail account here if you'd like. So like I said, if you have a Hotmail account or something like that, and you want everything coming into your Gmail account now, you can do that as well. And you just hit add a mail account, and you just follow the steps for that. I can help you with that if you ever need to. So you can always send me an email, or you can call the library and we can make an appointment about doing that. But you can definitely add a mail account as well. And then you can grant access to your account, so you can add another account to allow others to read and send mail on your behalf. So if that's something you would like to do. Filters and blocked addresses. So if you have anybody who's blocked here, like if something comes up, it's a spam thing, and you block the account from sending you more messages or things like that, it'll show up here as well. And they're just kind of filters like that. Forwarding mail. So if you're forwarding it to another. You can add a forwarding address if you like to forward this to another account. There's add-ons as well if you like to install some add-ons. Chat and meet, so you can do the Google Chat, the classic Hangouts, and that kind of thing. So those are all part of the Google account that you have. The advanced ones, so you can see here there's a whole bunch of there's auto advanced, and then there's templates, custom keyboard shortcuts, etc., etc. You can enable any of that kind of stuff as well. Offline, so you can enable offline mail. So that's if you're not connected to the internet, you can enable that as well. And then themes, you can set a theme for your mailbox. So going back to the inbox, so just under here, so I'm going to actually just go across and just show you. So I'm not saving anything because I didn't do any changes. So here's how we're going to do this. So basically, you go up here, you see this is your letter. It could be a picture too if you've changed it to a picture. So if you need to sign out, you can sign out up here and do that. Then you can go in and you can manage your Google account from here as well. So the privacy settings and things like that, which I've gone through in another video. Here is where your other Google apps are. So you always have access to those as well. Your Drive is down here, Gmail, Meet, Chat, Calendar, etc. Once again, this is your settings area, which we just went through. There's a support area. So if you need help, you can actually, get help with things that you might need through Gmail. They'll have like some frequently asked questions and things like that. This here is search options. So if you're searching your email for something, you can go up there and you can hit those options and you can see, you can even change the date for 1 year or things like that. You can search within your mail. Has an attachment, you can do that. So these are all things you can do to search your email if you're looking for something in particular. This over here is the main menu. So I see if you hit it once, it goes in, you hit it out, it's here. So this here is your compose button. So if you're going to send an email, you would hit that button to compose. You're going to type the person's email address in here, your subject in here, and then your body of the email. And then you can add things on like an attachment by hitting this here, which is a paperclip, which is typically how you can see attachments on most emails. They'll come up as a paperclip. You can add a link if you'd like to insert a link in here. Insert emojis. You can insert a smiley face if you'd like to insert something like that. There's different ones you can do. They have all different emojis here that you can use to make your email more fun. Insert files using Drive. So if you have your Google Drive and you have something in there you'd like to send, you hit that button and you can go into your Drive and find the file that you would like to put into an email for somebody. And you can send it as a Drive link, which means they only have access to that one attachment that you've sent them. Or you can just send it as an actual attachment itself, and then that just sends the actual attachment instead of just a link. Where you would use a Drive link is if it's something big, like maybe a video or something, because you can't send those through emails because they're so big. So you could actually do a Drive link. They click on that. It takes them just to that portion of your drive. They can't touch anything else, just that one thing, and they can use that as well. So I'm just going to hit the X on that. And then insert a photo. So if you just have a photo somewhere that you'd like to insert, you can insert photos from your Google Photos. You can upload it from your computer by hitting upload and find it on your computer, or drag and drop here if you'd like. And then, of course, you're always going to hit insert after you've done that. Your web addresses, so any URLs you'd be pasting in there, you could do that as well. And then this is confidential mode, so you can turn it on and off. So if something is a confidential email, you can turn it to confidential mode, so that way nobody else can see it. And then you can insert a signature as well if you've already set a signature up in your settings, like we just showed. There's more options with your email as well, so you can actually put it into you can label it as a certain thing. So you can label it as a social, as updates, forums, promos, etc. You can add more labels if you'd like to do. Plain text mode, so you can do that. You can print it, you can spell check it, but it should, because we have the autocorrect turned on, it should actually spell check it for you as you're going, but you can definitely do that as well. And then smart compose feedback. So that's just showing you, based on other emails that you've sent out, things that you can do for smart composing so they can help you to kind of write your email. And then this here, if you just want to discard the draft that you're doing right now, you don't want to use this email anymore, you just hit that and it goes away. Or you can hit send when you're done. So if you go down under here, we have the inbox. So this is what you're seeing right now. So there's 3 things that are in the inbox that are the inbox is comprised of. So we have the primary area. So these are the primary things. Things are coming directly to you, like something maybe from your friends or another person, or something that's maybe from like a business, but like it's something that that's important, like an important thing that they're sending you, like something for your car insurance or something like that. And they're saying, hey, just so you know, your car insurance is coming up for renewal. That would probably be in your primary inbox. Social will be for things like Facebook and things like that. So as you can see, my social tab is empty. I have nothing in there right now. And these 2 things, if you look, it says add next to them. So these are just ads that come up within that as well. But your social thing would be for like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of those ones there would go into your social. So if they're sending you someone sends you a message or something and you have that set up, it would go into the social area. Or like anything that Facebook is trying to like tell you about, upcoming features, things like that, it would all go into social. And then finally, promotions. So as you can see here for promotions, typically this is the place where people try to sell you, like where they're trying to sell you things. So you've signed up for emails from Old Navy, or for example, I have from Canva, Amazon. So like things like that. So you can go into the promotions area and you can see those things. So like, if you get like the Old Navy, the certificates or whatever, or like the coupon codes and things to put in online, that would be in there. Things that people are trying to sell you, promotional things. So starred. So if you've actually starred something, it'll show up here. So I'm just going to go back to my inbox. And I'm going to star this here. So you're going to hit the star here. And then this will show you all of your starred items. So something that's important to you. So you want to look back at it later, or you want to keep it for later for something. You can put a star on it, and then it will show up under the starred area. So snoozed means that you've snoozed an email. So basically you don't want to see emails from somebody, you can snooze it. And then you'll see that if it's in snoozed, it'll be there. Sent, so anything that you've sent to people will be in the sent items. So, if you want to go back and be like, oh, I'm pretty sure I sent them an email on this date, you can go back through your sent items to see. Drafts are emails that you've started and haven't finished yet or haven't sent. So they would show up here. And then if you go down here under more, so there's importance. So you can have the important, which is, I can see here that Canva is. So if I'm going to go back up to the inbox, you can see that Canva has this important on it as well. So it'll put it under the important area. So starred and important is kind of similar, but they're a little bit different. But you can see here that they're under important. So starred could be something you want to look back at later. Important could be like, oh, my insurance is coming up. I want to make sure I have that as an important thing. Chats, so if you use the Google Chat, you can do that as well. Anything that's scheduled messages. So you can schedule a message to go out at some point. So like if you have something come up at like an important meeting and you want a reminder sent out, you can schedule a message to be sent at a later time. And then all mail will just put everything from all of those boxes. So from primary, social, and promotions all into one area. So you can see everything at once. So it's underneath all mail. Spam, so anything that either they pick up as spam. So Google might see something and be like, oh, this is spam, and put it into the spam folder. Or you can mark something as spam as well. So that's another option that you have. Trash is anything that you've deleted. So basically, if you hit that garbage can, it'll show up in there. There's just categories is here. So you can see here, so these are the categories. So there's social, there's updates, there's forms, promotions. And then you can manage your labels as well. You can see these are all the labels that you have, which is basically like a file folder, or a folder is what they used to be called. And then you can go to manage labels and do that, go through all of these things here. And you can create a new label as well if you'd like to do that. So you can create a new folder, new label. You can type in the label name, and then you can hit create, and you can do that. So you could have it underneath you can nest a label. So what that means is that you're going to put the label underneath something like maybe like inbox or things like that. And then going down here, there's the Meets. So Google Meet is part of Google, obviously, which is part of Gmail, because Gmail is Google. So what you can do here is you can actually have a meeting with somebody, kind of like Zoom. It's the same idea. And you can, invite people to come and have a meeting with you, or like, if you want to talk to like a friend or something like that, you can arrange that on here as well. and do that. And then Hangouts, so it's just me that's here. So any of your friends that have Google Hangouts, they'll be here as well. And then, yeah, so that's basically Gmail. And you can, you can see here that I have 0 gigabytes and a 15 gigabytes used. So that's towards my drive space. And then if you go down here at the very bottom, they have Hangouts and contacts. So the contacts that you have that you could actually use Hangouts with, so like to chat, are here. And then you have the conversations, the chats that you've started, which I haven't started any, and then phone calls. So you can actually, call phone feature is not available on this right now. So, but there is options for you to use it as that kind of device as well. And you can see here, once again, it's just kind of just puts everything back down here. So you don't really have to look at it if you don't want to. And then when you go over top of it, you'll see that it'll open up. And then over here, we have the calendar feature, which is an app as well. So you can click on your calendar from here, and your calendar will load up, and you can see if you have anything open, anything coming up. Any sorts of appointments and things. Google Keep. So this is Keeps. You can take a note. You can use it for groceries. You can use it for any notes you want to have, or just like reminders to do things like that. You can put that on there as well. There's tasks. So any tasks that you have coming up, you can get started and you can do that as well. And then contacts. So this is going to show you your contacts. You can go to Let's Get Started and you can add contacts. But you also have access to the contacts feature in Google as well, which is what this is part of. So in my personal Gmail account, I would have a whole list of contacts here as well to be able to send emails and things to as well. So what you can do too, if you want to actually open this in its own window, you can open it in a new tab and it will pop up for you so you can see the thing fully, if that makes it easier for you as well. And then up here, they have input tools. So if you need to add, other languages here, this is where you would do that. And then you can choose this to have different modes. You can see here that just added up here, and you can see that now my Google Drive stuff is here. And then if I unclick it, it's gone. And then these here are like for you to go through your email, so older or newer. I obviously don't have multiple pages, but if you were to do that, you would do that as well. Then, if you want to select something, you can just hit this button here. And there's a few options you can do. You can go to archive it if you'd like to archive it. You can report it as spam. So if it's something that seems like a spam email, you can delete it if you'd like to do that. You can mark it as unread. So if you want to come back to it later. You can snooze it, so which means once again it'll go away and you don't have to worry about it. You can add it to a task. So if there's something in this email that you have to do, you can add it to a task for later. And we still have the taskbar just over there. You can move it to a certain label here as well and create labels from here as well. And then there's other ways here you can do it through a label as well. And then this here is more, so you can mark it as unread. You can mark it as important. You can remove the star that's with it. You can filter messages like these to a certain filter if you'd like. You can mute the message, which means you don't have to, you won't get any more things about this message. And then you can forward it as an attachment to somebody as well. All right, and that's Gmail. Have a great day.